Really? So what am I doing? Hey,
Come on!
Really Thanks for joining me!
What are you filming for?
If you haven't heard, there is going to be a new publication combining Tom Sawyer with Huckleberry Finn, both classic novels by Mark Twain. But the publishers of these books were not content to just republish the books. They wanted to clean them up a bit. So they're taking two words, which some people might find offensive, with good reason, I might add, and replacing them with words that are less offensive and also less accurate. You guys pretty much know, and if you don't know, then you could probably guess, I'm against book banning and I am against censorship. And while this does go beyond book banning and censorship, it is still indicative of a huge problem in storytelling that has existed probably pretty much since the beginning of storytelling. That problem is sanitization. Our desire to take these stories that might have uncomfortable or awkward elements in them and clean them up and make them pretty. But here's my problem with the arguments made in favor of sanitization. Well, one of my problems. It makes the assumption that there is absolutely no middle ground between pulp fiction and Teletubbies. It assumes that it is impossible to challenge children without freaking them out and ruining their childhood. Some of the best children's books, children's movies, children's television programming, some of the best of these are things that have challenged children. Not ruin their childhood, challenge them. And I think that those of us who are now adults but were once children can look back on some of those and say, yeah, that was a good piece of my childhood. Now, okay, what does this have to do with the words in Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn? Well, it's all under the same umbrella. Because see, by essentially rewriting these books to make the language a little bit nicer, you're rewriting history. But then, of course, we do have a certain amount of experience with rewriting history, don't we, America? Be honest, how many people learned in elementary school that Christopher Columbus was an American hero who discovered the United States of America? When in reality, he wasn't looking for the United States of America, he never actually landed on what we consider the United States of America, and he was an asshole. But what do? We clean up that history because we can't tell kids that. It's not nice enough. Let's just paint this wonderful picture of Christopher Columbus as an American hero. You want to talk about lying to your kids? That, my friends, is lying to your kids. And worse, it's patronizing your kids, and enough is enough. We have got to stop patronizing our kids. Are they inappropriate and offensive words? Of course they are. So leave them in and explain to the kids that yes, they are inappropriate and offensive words. Here's why they were used, here's what they mean, here's why we shouldn't use them anymore. You can't just hide these things. You can't just sanitize these things because eventually they're going to be exposed to it anyway. And please don't tell me just let kids be kids. Kids can still be kids and learn about this challenging material. They can. They are capable of doing that. So I've kind of rambled my way to a conclusion, I think, but I do encourage you to tell me what you think. Please be respectful in the comments. And I'll see you next time when I'll hopefully have a more cheerful and upbeat vlog.